what Reiki is and what Reiki isn't. Questions that I am regularly asked about Reiki. I'm just going to answer some of these everyday questions here now to help you to understand what Reiki is and what Reiki isn't. Reiki is a universal life force energy that is available to all of us. And Usui Sensei, the founder of Reiki, said it was the secret art of inviting happiness to the mind and the body. It's just reconnecting us back, basically, to this universal life force energy that is accessible for us all. As Ajahn Sensei, the great Reiki historian and researcher, he said it's like cleaning the pipe and connecting us back to source. Anybody can do it. So once you have just been reconnected, or they say attuned is a common word used, or initiated into Reiki, it's the pipe that's been cleared and you're reconnected. I'm going to read the questions that I've been asked just this week alone. Do you need to do a 21-day detox after you've been initiated into Reiki? No, you don't. It's a common question, it's a common fallacy. Many schools teach it and say, oh, you need to do 21-day detox after you have learned Reiki. This is not the case. You do not need to do a detox. If you want to do a detox, there's nothing wrong in that, but you don't need to. It's still going to work. Do I need to become a vegetarian or a vegan? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. You can carry on being a meat eater, a carnivore, a pescatarian, whatever makes you happy. Learning Reiki is about bringing happiness into ourselves, healing, reconnecting, and doing what is right for us and therefore what is right for those around us. We don't start judging people. We don't start putting restrictions on ourselves, but we treat ourselves with respect and others around us with respect. And so if you want to carry on eating meat, that is perfectly okay. And believe me, I eat plenty of it, and I've been practicing Reiki for 30 years. You need to refrain from alcohol. Again, a complete myth. No, you do not need to refrain from alcohol. Now, I wouldn't do a treatment or take a treatment if I'd drank lots of alcohol or the person was drunk, giving me or me giving to them. But that would be my choice. The Reiki would still work, but that's not ideal. So no, you do not need to give up alcohol, and just take it in moderation. And believe me, Usui Sensei, he had his sake likes, just as many other Japanese practitioners enjoy their sake. You have to believe in it for it to work. Absolutely not. It will still work. So you can treat anybody if they don't believe in it. It will still work. But if they're nasty to you and they're saying, oh, this is hocus pocus or it's witchcraft, whatever, maybe you have to question whether you want to treat that person. But it will still work. It works on us. We're just the channel. So when we give a Reiki treatment, we are also receiving the Reiki, but it will work even on the non-believers. You need to meditate every day. No, you don't. It's good to meditate every day. It brings you to a good place, but you do not have to meditate every day. You need to chant the Reiki principles. Well, actually, no, you don't need to chant the Reiki principles. We live by 5 principles, but we don't need to chant them. You can say them quietly to yourself. They're wonderful. They bring you to a nice, peaceful place, but it's not a condition. You put the Reiki on and you take the Reiki off. It will work, whatever. You don't need to do the chanting, say the principles, go through rituals before you give a treatment. So It's simple and it's easy, and like everything, the more simple something is, the more powerful it is. Do you need to take your clothes off? Absolutely no. No, you don't. You have a treatment fully clothed. And if somebody tells you you need to be naked, well, maybe you need to question whether you really want to be in the room with that person, unless it's your lover, your husband, or spouse, or whatever. Do you need to link your solar plexus with the solar plexus of the person giving you the treatment? Absolutely no. No, no, no. This was a question I had this week, so that is not an acceptable thing. So no, you don't. Do you need to have your aura taken off? Well, isn't this amazing? I came across this once before. Somebody said to me, well, when I asked them how do you do a Reiki treatment, I wasn't telling them that I already did Reiki. I was just sussing things out. And this person, which must be the same person who's told the person who wrote to me and asked me this week, said, oh, well, you lie on a bed and we take your aura off. And then when we've taken your aura off, we put it to the side and then we send all this energy into you. Well, I don't think it would be humanly possible to take your aura off, because we're all linked to each other and we all have an aura, or the subtle bodies that link us to the divine, to everything. And I just think that person doesn't really understand energy or what they're doing. And I would avoid going to somebody who told you that. So no, we don't take auras off. I don't think that would be possible. Is it black magic? Well, absolutely no, it is not black magic. Reiki is not a religion and it is not a cult. Reiki is just a safe, universal life energy that everybody can tap into. There's no hocus pocus in it, there's no weirdness, there's no chanting, there's no rituals. It's just literally hands on and hands off. How do you find a practitioner? Well, you can look online and see what their lineage is, how they're trained, how many years they've been training, do they belong to an association. You can always contact me. I belong to the Jikiden Reiki Association in Japan. I practice both I used to practice Western style Reiki, and I only now do Japanese traditional authentic Reiki. And so if you need a practitioner, I can give you guidelines where to look, but you have to like the person who's going to teach you as well. It's quite important. That's like anything. So when you find a practitioner, enjoy being with that person and enjoy their energy. It's no use learning anything from somebody you don't like or trust, but you must check their credentials. Okay. Can you learn online or be attuned to Reiki online? Well, there's lots of courses out there online now. You could learn the history and maybe some of the techniques, but it's not ideal. I wouldn't recommend it. And being attuned online, I don't recommend that at all. And I don't think the Sui Sensei would either. If you're going to learn this, make the effort. Find a practitioner and go to class. Part of the learning and the understanding of Reiki is being in the energy of the Reiki, in the room with the teacher and with other students. And that's what I would recommend. I would never recommend online teaching or attunements. Is Japanese Reiki the same as Western style Reiki? Well, Reiki energy is exactly the same. Reiki is Reiki, whether it's Western style or Japanese style. The Jikiden Reiki that I practice now is purely authentic Japanese. It has no Western rituals in it, Western influence. It's how it was taught in Japan in the beginning and how it's taught now. However, whether you've learned the Western way, which I did also when I first learned in the 1990s, the energy is the same. It's your preference. It's just that the Japanese traditional way, the Jikiden Reiki, is much more powerful and simplistic in its practice. There's no weirdness. It's not safe if you're pregnant. Absolutely is safe. It is safe if you are pregnant. So if you're pregnant and you want to have Reiki, go along and have Reiki. And you know what? The baby will love it. And I know many people who have had babies, Reiki, we call them Reiki babies because their mother has had Reiki during her birth or her pregnancy, and the birth has been much easier and the babies are very calm. You shouldn't have Reiki if you have cancer. Absolutely, again, not correct. Cancer will not grow if you have Reiki. That's a common myth I've heard many times over, that if you have cancer and you have Reiki, it'll grow the cancer. It will not. Reiki is pro-life. Reiki energizes the body to heal itself, to detox itself and to clear. So yes, if you have cancer, Reiki treatments are very safe. Are there symbols in Reiki? Yes, there are. You need to learn them and you need to go through the levels to learn them. But there's no black magic involved in the symbols. Do you have to self-treat every day? No, you don't. But you can if you wish. And anyway, if you've got Reiki and you just touch yourself, the Reiki flows anyway. Once you're attuned to Reiki, can it go away? Well, no, because we already have that Reiki energy within us. All we've done is reconnect us by cleaning the pipe. But if it's like everything, the more you use your Reiki, the more you practice, the stronger it will become, like a muscle. So if you've been using Reiki and you've been practicing or using it on people or yourself every day, it will get stronger and you will feel more and more. It's safe and it's wonderful and it's there for all of us. There is a misunderstanding because somebody was asking me about the levels and how much stronger it gets at each level when you learn. So there's several levels: the Shodan, beginner's level, Okiden, middle level, Shinpodin, or all these different names that they have for levels 1, 2, 3, 4, master, teacher, whatever. Once you are initiated into Reiki, or the first time you have your attunement or your reconnection, that's your initiation into Reiki. That's your cleaning of your pipe. You're not initiated into levels. It doesn't get stronger because you've suddenly got to level 2 or level 3. Once you've been that very first attunement, whatever you want to call it, we call it Reiju in the Japanese tradition, you're connected. And then it's up to you to practice. There are lots more questions out there. These questions were just ones that came up this week and I thought I would just address them. So enjoy your Reiki. And if you wish to know more, just message me. And I will be teaching Reiki this year. I teach it regularly. So if you want to learn, just contact me. And if you are looking for a practitioner, check online, Google, you can message me. Check the association, check their credentials and enjoy being a Reiki practitioner. Once you learn, you don't have to become a teacher, you can just treat yourself, your family and your friends, because Reiki is actually about us. The first levels of Reiki are about yourself, it's about healing yourself. It will bring up emotions, but it's safe. I hope I've answered some of your questions there. Take care, look after yourselves and go out there and find the Reiki practitioner that's right for you. And you can send me any questions at any time. Thank you.